Hello, everybody. Welcome to Midweek Check-In. I'm going to get my Instagram going. So tonight, the topic is, are you ready to shift? So, let me get my Instagram going. If you are joining me, please say hello, wave to me, put an emoji, something in the comments, okay, so that I know that you're here. And while I'm going to get the Instagram going, okay, hopefully this will be better than last week because I had some issues with my connection, but everything seems to be going okay right now. So tonight I want to talk to you guys about being ready to shift. So this month is Stress Awareness Month, the month of April, and I know that there are probably some people who have been feeling, here we go. I keep forgetting to open my camera. There may be some people who have been feeling stressed, anxious, just with everything that's going on. Okay, so that's going to be part of the discussion. But I really want to talk about being ready to shift because I think I've talked about this maybe a little bit before, but I have a couple questions that I want you guys to consider because with everything that is going on, it's time for us to really start making different types of decisions, okay? So, before I get into it, if you are with me on Instagram, please wave, say hello so that I know that you're here. And also on Facebook, please give me a thumbs up, waves, like do something so I know that you're here, okay? Because I can't really see. I'm actually going to see if I can monitor the comments over here on Facebook as well. So give me a second. Sometimes it's hard for me to see on my phone. Where am I? Okay. Yeah, so basically, that's what I want to talk about tonight. So if you are watching the replay, please go ahead and hit hashtag replay so that I know that you were here, that you came by, that you stopped by to say hello, okay? And then for those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you who are joining me, once again, welcome back. And I just want to introduce myself for those of you who don't know who I am. My name is Sharana Patrice, and I am the go-to empowerment and lifestyle coach who teaches women how to build the self-love, trust, and confidence that they need to live a life that they think is impossible. And specifically, I like working with women who are navigating their corporate careers and their 9-to-5s and trying to figure out if they want to continue down that route or if they want to pursue entrepreneurship or having a business or something outside of what they're doing in their day-to-day. Okay, so that's where my focus is right now. That's where I feel most drawn. And it's because I spent a lot of time in an environment and in a career that I really did not feel fulfilled in. I did not feel happy in. And so, which leads me to my topic about what I want to talk about tonight. So the question is, are you ready to shift? So with everything that's going on, I know that there may be some people out there who are questioning, where they're at in their careers, maybe in their relationships, with their finances, with a lot of things. There's been a lot of time that we've had to be, on our own or to ourselves or what have you. And so there may be lots of feelings of, anxiety, uncertainty, stress, all that kind of stuff. So the reason why I really want to focus on this tonight is because I want to understand where people are at. And I also want to pose a couple of questions so people understand exactly where they need to be focused. Hold on one second, you guys. Let me just make sure that we're moving here. Okay, so I may have talked about this a little bit before, but I want to revisit it because I think that with everything that's going on with the pandemic, people may be feeling more stressed and people may be feeling higher anxiety and people may be feeling very out of control. Okay, so I talked about last week that the thing that you can control is your environment and what's going on within your home or wherever you're staying. You can control that. You can control, what you allow in and what you allow out. So all those things you have control over. Okay. So the other stuff you don't have control over. But the one thing that you can do is really start thinking about how this pandemic and how the things that are going on are impacting you and what you need to do for you to be good going forward. Okay. So that may require, hey Ma, I see you. I see you. That may require a shift. Okay. So I really want you to start asking yourself several questions. And the first thing I want to do though is just point out the reason why I'm focused on empowering women and about empowerment is because, first of all, the word empower means to make stronger. It also it means to make someone stronger in controlling their life or making certain decisions for their life. Okay, in summary, I'm not quoting like verbatim from the dictionary, but that's pretty much what it means. And so I believe that as women, we need to be in control, and we need to feel in control in making those decisions for our lives. And we need to be confident and bold in stepping into the things that we really want to do. And I think a lot of times outside of leadership and even sometimes within leadership, women may feel like they don't have the control. They may feel like they're just doing things that they have to do, not necessarily the things that they want to do. Okay. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because now is the time where a lot of those things may feel a lot more highlighted than they have been in the past. You may be feeling like, there are things that you want to shift and you want to change, but you may not really know what to do or where to start or how to begin. Okay. So the first thing that I think would be helpful is to start asking yourself a couple of questions. Okay. So the first question is, do you feel like you are checking the boxes? So the boxes are the societal boxes, the family boxes, okay, like traditions or things that, you have been taught. Cultural boxes, right? Do you feel like you are checking the boxes? Hey, Erica, I see you. Do you feel like you are checking the boxes, right? Because this is important. You may be checking boxes, and that's okay if that's what you want to do, right? So the things that you are doing in your life, the things that you are going after, you need to get clear on why you are doing these things. Is it because these are things that you really choose and the things that you really want? Or are these things that somebody told you should pursue? Somebody told you should go down this particular path, right? So the one thing I think is important in managing stress and anxiety is feeling like you have a sense of control. A lot of times when we're reaching high levels of stress and stuff, it's because we feel like we're really out of control. Remember, I talked about last week about your environment and how you can create that. So this is about getting clarity on what is in your purview and what is in your realm. So a lot of times the things that we are doing are things that we have learned. These are things that we have been conditioned, right? Especially as women, you may have, I don't know what you were taught as a child, but maybe it's like, okay, you grow up and maybe it's like, okay, you go get married and you have a family and you have kids and you stay at home and you're a stay-at-home mom. And maybe that's what you were taught. Now, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you choose to do, if that's what you feel good about. But if that is not what you feel inside, then that's a problem. That's when you start to feel like, okay, these are things that you have to do. You are just following whatever norms, right? Whatever society says that you're supposed to do, or whatever culture says that you're supposed to do, whatever your mom and dad say that you're supposed to do, right? Or whatever other people in your family are doing. But that may not necessarily be the right thing for you, okay? So I'll give you an example, like, let's just take education, for example. Nothing wrong with education. Knowledge is power, okay? There's nothing wrong with learning and growing, but you may not choose to go to college. That may not be the path that you choose to take. That may not be how you want to acquire your knowledge, right? Maybe you want to go to a trade school. Maybe you want to pick up a trade, or maybe there's something, a skill or a gift that you have that you really enjoy that you want to pursue further, okay? And maybe going to college isn't the way to do that, okay? So some people may feel pressured to go if that's what your parents tell you that you're supposed to do, or if that's what, if you have like several siblings and that's what they did, right? And some people are not, they're not willing to go against the norm or to go against what they have been taught, okay? So I just really want you to question why you are doing the things that you're doing, like, or the position that you're in right now. Are you doing that because you really want to, and this is something that you desire, wherever you are in your life, okay? So there's several, you can look at this from multiple angles of your life: your job, your career, your family situation, your financial situation, your relationships. Okay, so think about it in in a holistic perspective. Okay, the things that are happening in your life. Okay, are you checking the boxes? That's the question. And I feel like I've asked this before, but I want to revisit this because I think it's important. Are you checking the boxes, and is it okay for you? Are those boxes you want to be checking? Okay. Are you willing to go outside of the box? Are you willing to color outside of the lines? Are you willing to do things that are good for you, not necessarily what other people are telling you should do? Okay. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want you to ask yourself is, are you happy and fulfilled with your current situation or the current state of things that are going on in your life? Okay. Like I said, your job, your relationship, your career. Are you happy and fulfilled with the current state of the things that are going on in your life right now? Okay. So it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're married, if you're single, if you're in a relationship, if you are just starting your career, or maybe you're well into your career. Whether you are, not having a lot of money in your bank account and you're going through hard times and you're struggling, versus you have a whole bunch of money in your bank account, or you're really managing your money well, whatever that is, do you feel happy and fulfilled with the current state of what is going on in your life? Okay. Ask yourself this question, and really, and I think you should sit down and write these out. Okay. You need to write them down. What is it that's going on in my life right now? How do I feel about what is going on in my life right now? Because this is going to help you figure out if you need to shift. Okay. Because the topic tonight is, are you ready to shift? And I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of you out there that you're going to have to really let go and give up all these other things that you have been doing this entire time. So regardless of how old you are, you have been doing these things. You've been taught whatever you've been taught. The experiences that you've gone through, all these things have come together to contribute to the person that you are today. So there's going to be some old things, old patterns, old behaviors that you're going to need to take a look at. Some of them are going to need to be let go, because going into the future of what's to come, which we don't really know what's going to happen, but things are going to need to shift. And the question is, are you ready? Are you ready to shift? And are you willing to take a look at what is going on and tell the truth to yourself about what is really going on with you, so that you can be ready to shift? Okay. So it's time to take a look at all these things, every single area of your life. This is the time to really look at, what are you doing? How are you feeling? What is going on? Are you happy? It sounds like a very simple question. Are you happy and fulfilled with your life, right? Are you happy and fulfilled? If the answer is no, then it's time to figure out, well, what needs to move and change in order for you to be happy, if that's what you choose. I would be thinking that most people want to feel happy and fulfilled. Most people are seeking purpose, right? They want to know, what am I here for? What am I supposed to be doing? And I'm sure now this question is coming up even now more than ever, about why you're here. What is it that you're here to do? What is your purpose? Like, a lot of times people are seeking purpose in their life. Okay. So I just want to point out, these are some of the things you need to be asking yourself, because the goal is to, you want to do things that make you happy. You want to do things that make you feel good, right? Now, I know a lot of times you may be in a situation where you can't always do that. You're doing what you have to do to get to where you want to be. Nothing wrong with that. But in the grand scheme of things, in the overall picture, you want to be really assessing and looking inside internally, okay, to figure out what is going on with you, because only you can control you, all right? And you are responsible for your life, okay? And it's really time to get clear about some of these things that are going on, all right? So that's the second question. The third question is, what do you believe? What do you believe, and why do you believe it? And I'm talking about everything. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about the things that are going on in your life? What do you believe about your finances? What do you believe about your money? What do you believe about your relationship? What do you believe about your marriage? What do you believe about your friendships? What do you believe about the goals that you have in your life? What do you believe? What do you believe, and why do you believe what you believe? Where is it coming from? Is it really something that's inside of you that you know is true? Is it something that somebody taught you? Is it serving you? Right? So some of these beliefs that we have, they are old patterns, old behaviors, old thoughts that do not serve us. Okay? So when you start asking this question, what you believe, why you believe it, the next step is it serving you? Okay, how has this belief, because really a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking over and over and over, and then you start to, internalize it to be true, right? A belief is just something you keep thinking over and over and that you feel to be true. So what do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about what it is that you're doing right now in your life and where it is that you're going? What do you believe? Okay, this is a very important question to ask because we believe a lot of different things for a lot of different reasons, okay? But the goal here is to figure out how is that belief serving you? Is it adding to your life? Is it preventing you from doing the things that you know you're really destined to do? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I talked about this, I don't know if it's like last week or the week before. There's no time for fear. There's no time for you to be continuing to allow fear to block you from doing the things that you need to do. Now, fear is always going to be there because it's just, it's the opposite of love, right? It's just the dichotomy of what's going on in life. You're going to experience it. It's not about never being afraid. People who are courageous, is not about them not being afraid. It's just that they take their fear and they walk in whatever they want to do, even though they are afraid, right? So it's sort of like, even though I am scared to do this thing, I'm going to do it anyway. Even though this makes me afraid, I'm still going to do it anyway. So it's not a question about being afraid or not being afraid. It's how you choose to use the fear and how the fear propels you to move forward regardless. Okay, there's always going to be something that you don't know. There's always going to be something that intimidates you. There's always going to be something that, it's the unknown. Uncertainty and unknown is scary, right? So that's not a question, but it's how do you choose to handle that? Are you going to be in it, walk in it, still do it anyway? Or are you going to allow the fear to prevent you? Okay, so ask yourself this question. How many times have you allowed fear or not knowing how to do something to prevent you from doing it? How many times? I'm sure there's been multiple times. I mean, I'm in that category as well. But it's time to step out of that box. Okay, if you were not afraid, what would you do? That's the question that you need to be asking, because now is not the time to be afraid. The things that you have been saying, okay, one day I'm going to do this, or I'm really going to take that trip to, Greece. One day I'm going to go. What day are you going? When are you going? One day I'm going to, I love to sew. I'm really going to start my, sewing business, or I don't even know what it's called, like fashion business or whatever. One day I'm going to do that. What day are you doing that? How long have you been saying you're going to do that one day? And when is one day? Is one day today? Is one day tomorrow? Is one day next week? Is one day next year? You know what I mean? Think about what you're doing. Erica says a lot. The confidence also has to be there. Yes, the confidence does have to be there. But let me tell you a little secret about confidence. Some people, it's not that you just need to have, because I'm confident I'm doing this thing. In order for you to build the confidence that you need, you have to just be in fear and do the thing. That's it. The only way that it gets easier is for you to do it. It sounds really simple, but there is no magic wand. There's no magic thing that you're going to, all of a sudden, you're going to wake up one day and you're not going to be afraid. You're always going to be afraid to do that thing. But it's not about whether or not you are afraid. It's what do you do even in the face of fear? What do you do even when you don't have the confidence? Are you going to do it anyway? Are you going to allow that to prevent you from moving forward? That is the goal. It's not about eliminating the fear. It's not about, even the most confident people that appear to be the most confident people. Do you not think that they are afraid of things? Do you not think that, I don't know, the people in the world who have motivational speakers, do you think that the first time they got on a stage, they were confident and ready to go and they just knew they were going to kill it? Probably not, right? But the more that they got on the stage and the more that they got up to talk and the more people that were in the audience, I'm sure that even the best of them, I don't know, I'm trying to name somebody that's a well-known person. Hey, Rachel. Hello, sunshine. I see you. I'm trying to think of like a Les Brown. Okay, he's like a well-known motivational speaker, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he's gotten in the flow of it, but I'm sure the first time he got up to talk, I don't know if he was like so confident. I'm pretty sure that there are lots of people who you may look at as like, oh, they've got it all together. Like, look at them, they're killing it. I'm sure they're just as nervous or just as afraid as like any other person, right? But in order to build the confidence, you have to just do the thing. I'm telling you guys, there is no magic trick or potion. It's literally just do it. Like, okay, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to just be vulnerable. Even doing these videos, I'm a very behind the scenes kind of person. I don't need to be in the spotlight and, having everybody look at me. It's very nerve wracking. But when I first started doing these videos, I was terrified. But guess what? I'm not saying that, I still feel a type of way, but because I've done them so many times, like I feel so much better doing them. Okay. Yeah, Chanel Cooper Sykes too. Chanel Cooper Sykes is, another person, but like she talks about, first of all, Chanel Cooper Sykes is like the epitome of confidence, of, leadership, of, feminine energy, and like being present and stepping forward and being bold. Yes, even with her, I'm pretty sure that there are times where she feels nervous because like once you've conquered one thing, it doesn't mean you've conquered all the things, right? So this one thing you've conquered, but there's probably, if you're gonna, like maybe you're comfortable doing videos, maybe you're comfortable being live on your video in your home right in front of people, but maybe getting up on a stage is a completely different story, right? You've never done that. It's different. It's live, right? It's in person. The people are there. They can see you. You can see them, right? So that's a whole nother level of stepping into something that you have never done. A lot of times when you haven't done something, it's really the fear of the unknown, right? And it's also, you think about in your mind, like all the thoughts of like, well, what is this person going to think about me? Or what if I mess up? Like you're thinking about all these things that could go wrong, right? And then you talk yourself out of it and then you don't do it. Okay. That's typically the pattern. But like, I'm just going to challenge you to look at it in a different way. Okay. Instead of focusing on how you're not confident, instead of focusing on how afraid you are, instead of focusing on all those things, how about you just change it to what if you were not afraid? What if you were not? What if you were confident? What would you do? What would you say? How would you be? What if you knew that whatever came out of your mouth when you stepped on that stage was just going to resonate with people and they were going to feel like it was like life-changing information that you were going to give the people? Then how would you approach it? Okay, so again, there is no magic secret sauce. You literally just have to do the thing. You have to do it. That is the only way that you're going to move through the fear, is you have to just do the thing that you're afraid to do. Especially if you know deep down inside it's something you really want to do, but it's just you holding yourself back, or you thinking that, whatever the things that you're telling yourself in your mind, you just have to step out and do it. You really just have to step out and do it. Like there's really no other, I don't know. There's no secret sauce to it. Like you just literally have to do it. Okay. I would say the more that you can, what's the word? I don't want to say plan. That's not a good word, but maybe more like prepare, right? So, the more prepared you feel about a situation, I think the better it will, it'll help to alleviate some of that tension or some of the fear, right? So let's just say if you, again, I'm just going to take the speaking thing because I feel like speaking in front of a lot of people is something that most people are afraid to do, right? Public speaking. And so let's just say if you have a topic in mind, like maybe you start with a topic that you like talking about or that makes you feel excited or that you feel knowledgeable about. Okay. So you're already taking down a level of the fear, because now you may not want to get up in front of all these people and say whatever it is you're going to say, but now you're getting ready to talk about something you already know about. Okay. You feel excited and passionate about it. So once you get up on the stage, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a little bit of nervousness in the beginning, but once you get going, it'll be much easier, right? Because you know what you're going to say, you know what you're going to talk about, and you feel good about the topic, right? So if you think about that, like, you're basically just doing what you need to do to control the things you can control. But at the end of the day, you literally just have to do the thing. Okay? You have to just do it. There's really no other way to go about it. And that is how you build the confidence. You literally have to do the thing. And also, here's another thing I want to point out. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. When you are going out into the world and you are doing things that you have never done, you're going to be uncomfortable. Okay? But in order for you to get comfortable, you have to keep doing it. So just be comfortable and accept that right now in this moment, this is new for me. This is different. I feel afraid, but I'm just going to do it anyway. If you have to talk to yourself in that way, that's just what you have to do. Okay? But yes, you're going to feel afraid. You're going to feel like things are out of your element, and that's okay. But that's how you learn, and that's how you grow, and that's how you stretch yourself. If you're only doing the things that make you comfortable, what are you really gaining? Okay, you're mastering that, but eventually you're going to want to move on to something else, right? Like if you are here and you are still breathing and moving, there are going to be other things that you want to do. Okay, you're going to want to grow. You're going to want to broaden your horizons, your skills, whatever. Like I'm just saying, you're not going to. Maybe some people will be okay doing that, but for most of us, you're going to want to move on to other things. Okay, so if you are afraid, I'm just telling you, you have to do it regardless. Okay. Okay. The fourth thing I wanted to say, or the fourth question, is what do you want for your life? Okay. So at the end of the day, what is it that you want? Like, how do you envision your life? What is it that you want to see yourself doing? How do you want to feel? Who do you want to be? And I encourage you, again, I think you should get like a journal, write all these questions down, and like seriously, take a minute, go into like, be to yourself, okay? A quiet space, and really think about these questions, write them down, and get into the feeling of what it is that you want. So for this question, what I would suggest is that you pretend as though you are already in the moment or the feeling of whatever that is you want to create for your life, okay? And I want you to write it out as though, like, okay, if you were already this person you want to be, if you already had the things you wanted to have, if you were doing the things you wanted to do, how would that look? So write it as though you are already this person. You are already doing it. It's like you're just telling me. Like if I were to say, oh, what are you doing? You are going to explain to me, like, what does your day-to-day life look like? What does your family life look like? What does your career look like? What do your finances look like? How are you feeling? What is your body like? How is your health, right? How is your mental, emotional stability? Like all those things. Describe it in that way and write it as though it is already happening, okay? That is what you want to create for your life. And it's also a way for you to, some people may say, well, I don't really know. Okay, what if, let's just make believe, pretend you did know. Okay, so make believe and write it out. And then once you're done with that, take a look at it, read it through, and think about, okay, so am I close to these things? Am I doing these things right now? Is this where I am? And if not, well, what do I need to do to get there? What are some steps that I can take to get there? Okay, so the goal is just for you to be aware of where you're at right now, okay? Shifting requires that you understand where you are right now in this moment, okay? I see you, Rachel. Good ones. Love this. Thank you, Rachel. Yes, it requires for you to take a look at where you are. It's sort of like a GPS. If you want to go from point A to point B, you have to plug in the new address, right? But guess what? Guess what the GPS does? It knows your current location. It cannot tell you how to get to, the supermarket if it doesn't know where you're at in this moment, right? So in order for you to figure out, well, where do I need to go and what do I need to do? Like, are you ready for a shift? First of all, you're gonna answer these questions and you're gonna realize that it's time. Okay? I'm not gonna tell you this. You have to figure this out for yourself. But I feel like this is what you're gonna discover. It is time for a shift. Okay, most of us, including myself, it's time to shift. Okay, it's time to really get clear about what it is that you want to do, where it is you want to go. Okay, and really thinking about where you want to be. Okay, this is the best time now more than ever. There's nothing else for you to do. There's nowhere for you to go. There's no restaurants to go eat at. There are no bars to go to. There's nothing open. Like, everything is shut down. The only places that are open are like essential places, right? So if you're not going to the grocery store or to the Walmart or Target or whatever, then you should have lots of time to really sit down and think about what it is that you want for your life. And why would you not do that, right? Because you are the most important person. Okay, you have to be good and well. So it's time to start thinking about what it is that you want, to go internal and really get clear. It is not time to be afraid. It is not. Now, mind you, I said fear is going to be there, okay? But what I'm saying is it's not time to allow the fear to prevent you from doing the things you need to do. Now is the time for you to get clear about what it is that you want, which direction that you want to go in, and get clear about these questions, okay? I'm going to repeat them. So the first one is, are you checking the boxes? Are you checking the boxes? Societal, environmental, family, cultural, all that. And are you okay with that? Yes or no? Okay. Second question is, are you happy and are you fulfilled with the current situation that you're in right now in your life? Your relationships, your job, your career, your marriage, your finances, whatever, your health, everything, all of the things, holistically, everything. Okay. Are you happy and fulfilled with everything that's going on in your life? And then the third question is, what do you believe? What do you believe about everything? What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about your life? What do you believe about the things you want to do? And why do you believe these things? Okay. And then the last thing is, what do you want for your life? So that's the whole exercise. You're going to write out what it is that you want, but you're going to write it in the way as though you're already this person. You have the things that you want. You are doing the things you want to do. You are being the person that you want to be. That is how you're going to write this out. Okay. I encourage you to get a journal or a notepad. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be fancy. You just need to, I just suggested you write this down. It is not something that you should just think about and just kind of let thoughts go through your head. It's really best that you write it out so that you can really focus and get clear about what it is that you're writing. And also, when you write the part about what it is that you want, seeing it on paper, excuse me, it's more likely for it to come true. I don't have percentages on that, but just trust me. When you write things out, I don't know if you've ever written down a goal, but when you write it out, you go back to read it, chances are you've probably accomplished the goal because you've written it out. Okay. So this is what I encourage you to do. Rachel said, great advice on doing it afraid. Yes, Rachel. Thank you so much. Yes, you just have to do it. I just don't know. There's no other way to, I don't know how else to explain it to you. You literally just have to do the thing. That's it. It gets easier as you do it, but you have to do it, and you have to force yourself to be uncomfortable and to just do it. And eventually, it will become easier. Excuse me. You guys, I'm talking too much. Oh my God, my throat. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. Excuse me. Please, if you're here, say hello to me. Give me an emoji, a thumbs up, a heart, or something. I don't know. Okay, let me know that you're here. Say hello. If you're watching the replay, please hit #replay. If you feel like this video would be helpful for someone that you know, or someone who is going through, not feeling certain about where they're at right now, feeling confused, feeling like they want to shift, but they don't know, or they're not sure if they need to shift, please share this video with them. Tag a friend, okay, that you think may need to hear this. And also, if you have questions or comments, or you want to discuss any of this further, I invite you to schedule a pulse check call with me. It's a free consult. You can see the link in the caption in the bio. We can talk through some of these things. Or if you just have questions about this video and you want to, tag me in private, you can send me a direct message on Facebook or Instagram, whichever you choose. And yes, so if you have other topics or other things you want me to talk about, please do share them with me. Like I said, for this month, the theme is going to be about stress awareness and anxiety, and kind of trying to prevent that. This is basically the reason why I'm doing this particular video is, again, I'm trying to help you see that if you can really get clear about what you want and having clarity and control over you, right, that will help you to alleviate and minimize some of the stress that you may be feeling. Okay, so nothing to fear, no need to panic. There is nothing that you need to be stressed about in this moment. It's just alleviating and minimizing the things that are outside of your control by you taking control over yourself, okay? And the things that you want and having clarity. All right, you guys? So, okay, that's it for tonight. Thank you to my Instagram fam for watching. Thank you, Facebook. I will see you all in the next video. I'll see you all next week, okay? So you guys have a good night.